He said, I'm a billionaire. Billionaires don't wear their money on their body. I tucked my chain and I said, oh, snap.
Because there's a lot of people out here that think just because people are flashing money means that they have money. It's so backwards.
Davis reacts to allegations of Floyd Mayweather being held hostage in Dubai. Tank says he got to pay people that money back. That's coming from, Floyd Mayweather's protege, his former right-hand man, Gervonta Tank Davis. And here,
Dave Chappelle openly criticized Floyd Mayweather Jr. while discussing the boxer's financial issues, highlighting what he viewed as a contradiction between Mayweather's extravagant public image and reports surrounding unpaid debts and taxes that lie in the past. The Internal Revenue Service reportedly placed tax liens against Mayweather, including claims connected to more than $22 million from 2015, as well as roughly $7.2 million linked to 2010. Cases like these are not unheard of among elite athletes with massive and complicated earnings, but they still attract attention when someone is widely known for displaying extreme wealth and financial success. Chappell's remarks focus on that noticeable divide between appearance and reality, the difference between the luxury lifestyle people constantly see in public and the financial obligations that often stay out of the spotlight.
Sell off property, you have the ability to liquidate some of your assets, you have the ability to go and get a loan to pay off this tax liability, so we're not buying it. So we'll see if this petition does get approved. It's Floyd Mayweather. It probably will get approved, seeing as how the event that's going to happen in about 60 days is going to generate more than enough money to pay off that tax liability. So it's great reassurance for the IRS. And this is not the first time that Floyd's been in trouble with the IRS. Back in 2008, he had a $6.17 million lien on his property for taxes that he owed in 2007. Right? And this is just a recurring thing. He's had many other instances. Back in 2011, apparently he owed $3.4 million in taxes that were incurred in 2009.
Dave Chappelle, famous for his blunt and witty style of comedy, appeared to question Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s approach to handling money, implying that the boxing star may not always make the best financial decisions. As with many of Chappelle's jokes, the remark blended comedy with criticism. His comments reflected a larger conversation that has followed Mayweather for years. Despite earning enormous amounts throughout his career, public debate continues over how wisely those fortunes have been managed. Regardless of whether people see the joke as justified criticism or simply entertainment, it shows how Mayweather's financial behavior has become a major part of his reputation beyond boxing itself.
Do you think Mayweather should jump into the UFC?
No, I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about money-wise or where he's at in his life. I'm a boxing fan. I'm not really I don't know anything about UFC.
You're not. Do you think you should kind of stay in his lane, or do you think, maybe to capitalize on the success of the McGregor fight?
I think Floyd made a clean getaway. I think he had a great record and the greatest run in the history of boxing. I don't know whatever makes him happy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think he did his thing, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, man, it's good to see you.
You make me happy.
Yeah, my man, thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. All right.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. recently stated that he had acquired a $42 million collection of 62 rental properties in Manhattan, describing it as a significant step in his real estate investments. But the announcement quickly sparked skepticism after reports noted that records from New York City's Department of Finance did not appear to show a clear transfer of ownership. Adding to the uncertainty, Mayweather's company, Vita Properties, has not publicly explained how the transaction was structured. As a result, some analysts and observers suspect the arrangement could be more complicated than a straightforward purchase. The deal may involve shared ownership, investment participation, or options connected to a future acquisition instead of outright possession of the buildings. For many people, the situation reflects the ongoing pattern often tied to Mayweather's business image: large public statements followed by lingering uncertainty and unanswered details.
To my lifestyle, showing people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. it's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. drew major attention after announcing that he had acquired 62 apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan for $42 million. However, reports from Business Insider noted that public property records do not clearly confirm full ownership of the properties, which has led some observers to believe the arrangement could involve only a small investment stake rather than complete control of the portfolio. That difference is significant. Fully owning an entire real estate portfolio is far different from participating as a partial investor, even though public announcements can sometimes make those situations sound similar to as a result. The discussion once again centers around two different versions of the story, Mayweather portraying the transaction as a major independent purchase, while outside reporting points toward a more layered and potentially less controlling role in the agreement.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. I mean, we all know him, the tremendous, talented boxer, but people don't realize how smart he is in business, especially real estate. He just did a blockbuster deal, forget about it. Upper Manhattan, 1,000 units, consisting of 60 buildings, affordable housing, $402 million purchase price. The seller, Black Spruce Management. This is going to be a monster huge deal. Already a very big portion of it already closed. The remaining portion should be closing the beginning of 2025. This is a guy who believes in long-term wealth, generational wealth. He's heavily involved in skyscrapers. Now he's getting very, very big in affordable housing in Upper Manhattan. Tremendous deal. $402 million. Once again, 1,000 units, 60 buildings. Forget about it, Maron. That's what I'm talking about. That's smart. That's generational wealth, in my opinion. Not financial advice, not a financial planner, but very, very impressed. Floyd Mayweather Jr. Not too shabby. V for victory.
Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s statement that he bought 62 apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan for $42 million immediately caught public attention and sparked debate. Reports from Business Insider later pointed out that property documents do not clearly confirm full ownership, causing some people to question whether the agreement involved only a smaller stake instead of complete control of the properties. That difference is extremely important. Fully purchasing an entire real estate portfolio is not the same as holding a partial investment share, even though public announcements can sometimes blur that line. In the end, the situation reflects two very different narratives. Floyd describing the deal as a massive personal acquisition, while outside reports suggest the arrangement may have been more complicated and possibly less controlling than it first appeared.
Now, this comes amid, rumors of Floyd Mayweather being stuck in Dubai because he owes people money. And, these are coming from trustworthy sources, Gervonta Davis, Floyd Mayweather, people who know about Floyd Mayweather's inner life. But back to TMZ. So they reported Floyd Mayweather was courtside for last night's pivotal Clippers versus Mavericks game. But before money got to the arena, he was handing it out, blessing 3 homeless men with $30K. Now, there are no pictures, there is no video of this happening, but there is an official TMZ article, and TMZ usually gets it right. TMZ also said, we're told Mayweather began talking to the guys and decided he wanted to help, so he busted out his backpack and blessed each guy with 10 racks.
Dave Chappelle described Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s situation using his usual blend of comedy and honesty, suggesting the issue goes beyond money and centers more around public attention. During the height of Floyd's luxury image, showing off expensive cars, stacks of cash, and an extravagant lifestyle, people everywhere were drawn to it. That level of success naturally attracts not only fans, but also business figures, critics, and anyone looking for an opportunity. And because Mayweather constantly put his wealth on display, the spotlight around him only grew larger. Now that financial questions and controversies are being discussed, Chappelle points to the irony in how public reaction has changed. The same people who once admired the image are still watching closely, but now with skepticism instead of praise, there's a strong observation about fame and public image. Once someone builds their reputation so openly in front of the world, they also have to deal with the attention and criticism that arrive when the story begins to change.
And I've seen these kinds of things play out in front of me.
Okay. When you say you heard the stories, what do you mean? What stories?
I mean, you see before, look, Mariah Carey made a $100 million deal and 3 months later, she's all of a sudden mysteriously crazy. Or Martin Lawrence punches through and he's waving a gun on the street screaming, "They're trying to kill me."
Yeah, we hear those stories.
And it always happens around the time of their career where it seems as though they're crossing over the next plateau.
Yeah. Would you say you lost your mind, sort of?
No,
No.
not exactly.
Okay.
I wasn't crazy, but it's incredibly stressful.
Yeah.
And I felt like in a lot of instances, I was deliberately being put through stress because, when you're a guy that generates money, people have a vested interest in controlling it.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. has spent years building a larger-than-life image centered around wealth, luxury cars, expensive jewelry, and piles of cash. The entire money identity became one of the biggest parts of his public brand and helped shape how people viewed him outside the ring.at the same time. Many of the stories circulating online about his finances are based more on speculation and confirmed facts. Claims about him being trapped in Dubai because of unpaid debt, for example, have spread across social media, but there has been no clear evidence proving that specific situation actually happened. There have been legitimate financial issues connected to Mayweather in the past, including tax problems and business-related disputes. But those situations are very different from claims suggesting he is completely broke or avoiding responsibility. In reality, his situation likely falls somewhere between the two extremes: enormous career earnings, complicated financial dealings, and a public image designed to attract attention. Because of that, questioning the difference between appearance and reality is understandable, but separating verified information from exaggerated internet rumors is just as important.
He owes a bunch of gambling debts. Floyd, okay? And he tried to plant fake news out here saying that he was in downtown LA giving out money, and then he was at the, the basketball game. This is Floyd in Dubai. Yeah. Because there's a lot of people out here that think just because people are flashing money means that they have money. It's so backwards. You just don't understand how backwards it is, okay? Because when you earn it, like I said, you don't want nobody to know you got it. But here's the thing, if Floyd had money, don't you think the money would have already been transferred there? If Floyd had money, don't you think the money would have already been transferred there?
People understand why that story sounds suspicious because, at first glance, it seems like an obvious situation. But in reality, things are a little more complicated than they appear. 50 Cent and Floyd Mayweather Jr. have been publicly feuding for years, and the reported $2 million issue became part of that ongoing conflict. 50 Cent claimed he felt betrayed after helping promote Floyd's businesses while he was behind bars, although Floyd never publicly supported that version of events. The biggest thing to remember is that the matter was never officially proven or clearly resolved in public court proceedings, which leaves it closer to a personal dispute than confirmed financial misconduct. And regarding the idea that if Floyd really had money, the payment would already be sent, high-level business finances rarely move that simply. Money connected to partnerships, promotions, or company deals can be delayed because of contracts, disagreements, or payment structures. Not only because somebody is short on cash. Still, when stories involving Logan Paul, 50 Cent, and other financial disagreement continue appearing, it naturally shapes public opinion. Even if every case has different circumstances, repeated controversies can create the appearance of a pattern. And for a figure like Mayweather, whose image has always been tied to massive wealth, financial criticism tends to attract even more attention.
We brought them over. I brought them over while Floyd was, incarcerated. Yeah. Then he comes home. There's the Let's Get Floyd Back in Pocket campaign that goes on, where it's $300,000 chains being bought and buying the new Lamborghini and all these new things, and I'm sitting there going, yo, when you gonna give me the money?
Because you had already invested.
Right, like when you gonna give me your half of the money back. But I ain't trying to press him because he just got out of jail, right? So it's like, let him cool his heels before you...
Was that in the millions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you sitting there big, and I'm like, yo, so when... But see, the fighters are an asset in themselves. They are that talent, regardlessly. Right. So I'm looking at him going, so ain't no pressure there, but I'm saying, when is he gonna say he wants to, to give me the other half of it? Why I gotta ask you for it?
Right.
And then when
are we talking over $2 million?
It's about that.
Oh, okay.
At that point, it was, invested in.
All right.
So look, he goes, when he finally does bring up the actual the situation, he acted like he didn't know anything. Like, I didn't tell y'all to do that. I didn't tell you to do that.
Oh, man.
And I'm looking at him, and he looked in my face and he tell me to do that.
Joe Rogan has spoken about Floyd Mayweather Jr. in that way before, suggesting that much of Floyd's popularity came from audiences hoping to watch him finally lose rather than simply admiring his talent. He compared that dynamic to Mike Tyson, who was largely respected because of his aggression, knockout power, and dominance inside the ring. And there's definitely some reality behind that idea. Mayweather fully embraced the role of the flashy villain, constantly showing off wealth, confidence, and arrogance, which made fans emotionally invested in every fight. Some viewers tuned in to witness his greatness, while others watched hoping someone would finally defeat him. Either way, people kept paying attention. That became a major reason why he turned into such a huge attraction. Whether fans supported him or disliked him, he understood how to keep the spotlight on himself. His undefeated record, elite defensive skills, and smart business decisions created the base. But his public image pushed everything to another level. So Rogan's point really reflects something bigger. Floyd didn't only know how to win boxing matches, he knew how to transform emotion, including criticism and hate, into massive money, fame, and lasting relevance.